What's up, y'all? Zion with Exotic Aquatics, and today I'm going to be giving y'all some tips on some cherry shrimp breeding. Now, these tips will actually work with multiple types of neocaridina shrimp, but I'm just going to specialize on my cherry shrimps today. Alright, y'all, here we are at the cherry shrimp tank. Now, these tips will work for multiple types of neocaridina shrimp, such as blue dreams, reds. The bloody marys are a little more tricky, your golden backs, your pumpkin shrimp. These tips will pretty much cover breeding for all of them. So for tip number one, I would go with finding a good shrimp to start with. And I'd get about 5 or 6 of them from one place and then go to another place and get 5 to 6 of them. So you get strong genetics and you don't get a bunch of inbreeding. Number two, we're going to start at the ground and work our way up. Get you a good substrate. For this tank, I went with the Aquarion shrimp and plant substrate, and it is working immaculately in here. You can go with other stuff like this right here. This is gravel from multiple different tanks that I used to have, and this was actually the first tank that I started with my neocaridinas. Here I got the fluvial stratum with the black sand. This is going to be for my gold backs. I'm still trying to find good ones, so I threw some of my guppy babies in there. Alright, tip number 3, we're going to go with temperature. Right now, as you can see, these guys are running at about 74 degrees. And at night is when I would run them around 74. During the day, I turn the heater on and it gets up to anywhere from 76 to 78. I shy away from 80 degrees, I like to keep it a little bit cooler. Now tip number 4, and this is one that I would pull your hair over and go crazy about, is your pH levels. These guys are, I don't want to say they're really hardy, but I mean they're pretty good with pH. As long as you're doing your water change every week, you should be good. I like to keep it around 7. So for tip number 5, I would go ahead and say feed these guys at least 2 times a day, as these are grazing animals, so they are constantly looking for something to eat all day, every single day. I like to feed them omega-1 super color pellets. These guys tear it up. And also I like to give them different types of shrimp pellets. Also, I'll order some of those shrimp sticks off of Amazon. And you see how these guys are kind of like going and swimming around the tank in a circle? I mean, they're all just rushing around. That may be because there's a couple females in there putting pheromones out. These guys are trying to find her and get to her. I'm hoping a buried one will pop up so I can show y'all what a buried shrimp looks like. And a good snack for these guys would be bloodworms. When I put bloodworms in there, these guys they just go crazy. They love it. Now tip number 6 is wood. Wood works really good with these guys. Now I actually have cholla wood right there. This works really good with the babies. They love to hang out in it and they feel real secure on the inside. Here I got driftwood with the moss and the anubias attached on top of it. Here I went with spiderwood. And they all work just about the same. But the cholla wood will provide them more cover and a better place for them to hang out. Number 7, you're going to want to go with a good type of vegetation in there. Here I went with guppy grass kind of as an experiment, and it's paying off. It really is. I mean, look at that. And they love it. Here I got my moss with my antichrist floating around in there. And you're also going to want a good floater plant in there. I went with duckweed. See how those guys are hanging out up on top on it? Like I said, they're grazers, man. They just look everywhere. Tip number 8, you're going to want a hard surface in there. Now the wood is it's a hard surface, but it's not like these rocks. These rocks grow that green algae on them, and these guys really love that. Now over here is this is the original tank before I started going into 5 gallons. Now also I want to kind of get into some tank mates. Maybe you're not breeding cherry shrimp, and you just want them in your tank, I keep these guys with my betta. And look, he does just fine with them, hanging out. Cory cats, generally leave these guys alone. Any type of snail, I would put it with them. Guppies are actually a good tank mate for these guys too. I actually have these guys in my guppy breeding tank. Look at him just hanging out on the moss. Just really peaceful. You want to go with more peaceful type of fish to go with these guys. Now you're saying, I know some of y'all are saying, no, betta really isn't peaceful. Well, they're kind of small, stay out of his way. Now he will mess with some of the ones that are like floating around in the water, trying to swim around. He will mess with them, but for the most part, he leaves them alone. Alright y'all, here we are at the end of the video. I hope y'all like those tips and tricks of the trade. Like I said, these tips will work for multiple types of neocaridinas, not just cherry shrimp, not just blue dreams, just about all of the neocaridinas. They fall all in about the same parameters and everything. If y'all have any questions, or maybe I left something out, leave a comment down below. Y'all let me know. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell. Peace.